Morning, so it's Monday and I was due to be at this property here, which I did the pressure washing on last week, and the plan was to sand the driveway and kill any weeds, spray basically a weed killer to kill off any weeds which could be lurking, and and sand it. And then there was a bit of repair work which needed to be done, just like this slab here. So I was just gonna somehow get to it, and I found that one's the loosest, so I pulled that one out, which means I can prise the other ones out, put some sharp sand in underneath just to raise the level. There's a few areas like that. So on my way over here it started raining quite hard at one point, too hard now to sand, and too hard to spray weed killer, to be honest. So that's sort of that knackered, so I will get on with this levelling bit, which I can do, and to be honest with you, I don't even think it's going to dry out today, so it might be a case of come back tomorrow, which is pretty annoying, but I guess that is the issue of these types of jobs. So interestingly, I've managed to pull these up, and what we've got here is this gully pipe, or this drain here, and this it all drains into this pipe here, and this is obviously where all the water sits, and that's why it's sunk. So I might need to do something about that to try and stop that and washing away basically, but yeah, that will explain it straight away. So yeah, I'll probably take that one out too, and then maybe these two, and then that might be enough just to level it up a little bit. But yeah, I need to find something to try and stop everything washing away. And there we go, so that's a lot better. Obviously you've got little nicks out of the rocks and stuff like that, not a great deal you can do about that, but the actual line, there's no sort of trip kind of hazard now, so that's a lot better. Obviously when I come to sand it, it'll fill in all the grooves around and stuff like that. But yes, so far so good. And it stopped raining, and I thought for a second by the time I'd finished all of this things might have dried out, but I don't know if you can see, it has started to rain again. And now we're on to the next one. This is the worst one by far, and again I guess it's, you know, you've got the grate here which all the water goes into, and then there must be the soak away there somewhere, so the water does sort of all wash out all the stuff. So we're going to sort of go from this line here up to about here, I think. So what I need to do is take some photos beforehand, just to remind me how it all goes back together, because it's basically a big jigsaw puzzle. This section is all done. I had to, the drain, I don't know if you can see it in there, but the drain is right there, which goes into the soakaway. So basically it was just washing everything out. So I put a load of stones in there, big gravel, to try and block it, but it was too big it was like the whole gully cup, so it was like a section sort of like that by that it was all just going to wash it through. So I improvised in the only way I knew how, and I've got a bucket lid, cut it to shape, and have made loads and loads of holes in it, and I've fitted that in here. I don't know if you can see it because it's actually, the lid's yellow, but I fitted it there as almost like an end cap, and then backfilled with the big stones and then the sharp sand. So it's not the most perfect thing, but it's got more chance of working than what is already there. So again, we had a bit more rain, and if I look there, if I show you the clouds over there, it does look like rain's coming. So I don't really want to do any more of the sanding, but I did want, and also I want to spray the weeds first, but what I did want to do was get this all kind of particularly like these little bits here, get these all in and kind of solid. So yeah, I've sanded this kind of area here, and I've got a little bit of excess sand, so there'll be a few areas. There's one over there I can see which is particularly low. I'll also sand the work that I've just done up by the gate, hopefully get that done before the rain comes in. Anyways, it's not easy, is it? Morning, battling the weather. Bit of a strange day, so I don't really know what's happening. I was due to do my first scarification maintenance of the year. However, the weather suggested it was going to rain, so we shall see what's happening there. But here at my house, actually, it is phase 2 of the extensions. So the flip you round, the patio is going to be starting today. So we are just trying to put my shoes on. We are going for a porcelain, and I've done all the prep work. Took out the retaining wall. Look how high this is. That is higher than the damp course, and this is always this. When I took up all the slabs, I took up everything underneath. We found this like concrete path, but actually it's so low. The landscape gardeners have said that it's not going to affect them, so they can just put their hardcore or whatever it is on top of it, and then that goes down there to around the side of the house. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously this is the lawn. Do you remember my lawn? So you've got kind of these moss patches here. This is where the blocks were for the scaffolding. Obviously that's some soil that I've kept back in case I have to backfill from the retaining wall when it's put in. That's the log pile currently, so obviously the grass will all be dead underneath there, so there's going to have a really good renovation project when all this is gone, and a lot of these toys the boys have outgrown and things like that, so that will all be gone and things like that. Patio, you know, the barbecue can come back down onto the patio. Yeah, so that's all starting today, so I've had to do a bit of prep work for that, and then I've got to go and get some boards for the guys and a few things. Just trying to do some of the work myself to make it as cheap as possible, really. Certainly the stuff I can do. It's turned into a bit of a transitional day, actually. First week of March is always when I generally start on my scarifying and my lawn care, stuff like that. However, it looks wet this week, off and on. Also, I'm just sort of getting finished with the winter jobs that I haven't been able to do due to the bad weather and stuff like that. So yesterday I was on the sanding job, and actually it turned out all right in the end. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one section of the sanding, and if I can get away with that, then we'll see. That's progress. In the end, I ended up doing the whole area, so that was perfect. So that's that job ticked off the box. Today I should have been doing my first scarify of the season. It's about 10:30 now. It's been on and off rain all morning, and I know that the particular lawns I'm doing are generally quite wet anyway, so I will probably postpone it now. However, and I mean, if it's nice this afternoon and the sun comes out, then why not? It's only just down the road. What I do need to do now is I restocked my iron. So certainly the iron that I've got at the moment, these 4 bags of iron, I certainly won't need to open those now for the rest of until next year, basically. So somehow I'll need to find a home for it in here, which will probably be right at the back, because I don't need to use it till next year now. There you go, that's better, you can see in there now. I also need to get the Cayman Scarifier, which is there, get that out. I think that has the 30 cutting blades on it, so I need to check that. And then if you can see right at the very back, there is there you go, in focus now. There's the renovation cartridges, which is probably what I'll need for particularly this commercial job. So I'll need to get those on now, and then I think it'll be a case of, like, tomorrow's job, just have all the scarifying stuff on, and if the weather's a go, then I'll go for it. If not, then it just stays on board until I need it. That tends to be how it is in the spring sometimes, when you're trying to work between the weather. Wednesday now. Tuesday was a bit of a washout, if I'm completely honest, and a bit of a rubbish day. Sort of something about it, really didn't enjoy it. However, I did do a quote, and they were in no position for lawn care or anything. They their garden was, well, nothing had been done to it. It basically needs a guy going in with a massive digger to basically level it all out, dig out some big old stumps. There's big vegetable patches that are a lot higher than the lawn. There's really low bits in the lawn. There's massive flower beds that don't need to be massive flower beds anymore. So there was a lot of work to be done before I would go and do something like that. It's not work I couldn't do, but it's certainly not work I'd be doing this time of the year when the scarifying season is well upon us. If we got a dry day, I'm going to give them some numbers of people who might be interested in it, but it's a hell of a job. And I was trying to explain that with lawn care, that is really the last thing to be done. I think they were quite keen. It was like, oh, but it's a bit mossy, and I was like, yeah, but once you've had a digger and a dumper drive all over this, all that work is going to be absolutely destroyed and ruined. So really leave it till the last minute. So that was that. Got the verti cutting unit off of the scarifier. I think I said yesterday I was going to put the renovation blades on, but I've actually put the free swinging blades on, and I've turned them around, which is an option that you can do. So it's effectively their brand new blades on, so that should be pretty good. So the plan for today was to again attempt that scarifying job that I need to do. It's wet, it's been raining all night. Looks as though it's going to be pretty dry for the rest of the day, but tomorrow looks the driest day. So I've swapped a few things around. I've got a little bit of a winter job at one job today to do, and then I'm then going to go and do tomorrow's mowing jobs. Now these are the start of the second round of mowing. I'm trying to do most of them next week to get them in all looking good for the Easter holidays, but I've got too many mowing jobs for a week's worth of work, so I was going to start those tomorrow, but in fact I'll start them today, because if it's a little bit overcast and misty rain or whatever, it's not the end of the world, and I can scarify tomorrow hopefully. But for the moment all I'm doing is just getting the Time Master on for the mowing jobs I need to do. That's really the only mower I need. Scarifier can go away for the moment. Yeah, so just need to get the strimmer out. Currently on one of those winter jobs that you promise you'll do, and then you never get round to it, and then bloody sun's out, and so anyway, it's a fruit cage, and the birds are getting through the netting, so the client has this chicken wire kicking around, so I'm chucking it on, which is bloody difficult doing it on your own. But I've got 3 rolls out. I think it's going to be 2.5 left if I've got enough. We shall see. So all done for the moment. I need to get either some cable ties or some little wire clips or something, just to sort of add the joins together. Other than that, all done. And this was just using stuff which was lying around in the garden actually. So sun is out, weather has completely conned me, so we are mowing for the rest of the afternoon, which will be nice. Mowing in the sunshine, in fact. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what striped moss looks like. So this is a fortnightly lawn, and this is for an elderly lady whose daughter is one of my regular clients. Weekly, full works, big job, all year round. But as part of that, to lock the gate, as part of that, she wants me to just come over and trim her mother's lawn, as I say, sort of fortnightly through the season, but periodically through the year, just to keep everything looking tidy. That's the front lawn. So this one literally is a mow and go. That's why I'm doing it this week and not next week for Easter, just because it doesn't matter quite so much. I'm now going to another property, which is basically, let's call it a holiday home. It's a bloody big holiday home, but essentially it's just a holiday home. So yeah, I can cut that one now, and it doesn't matter too much, because next week, as I say, I won't have enough time to get everybody cut, so that's why I'm getting some of them done now. It's sometimes nice to cut grass when it's not raining. It's Thursday now, so yesterday I'm not really sure quite what happened, but I didn't manage to get any footage in the afternoon. It's a job that I really only go to every couple of weeks, and it's certainly a job that's, as it's by far the furthest away job, it's one that I don't just pop in to do little bits. The last couple of times I've been there was a lot of weeds that needed spraying, but it was always raining. So it was the first day it wasn't raining, so I had a massive driveway to spray. Very conscious of time, so I just had to crack on and didn't have time to film anything there, which was a bit frustrating. Today, well, it's a bit overcast, but it didn't rain yesterday other than what came in over the night. So the scarifying job that I need to get done it's as good as it's going to be with regards to waiting for the right time of weather. So yeah, going to go for that this afternoon or early morning. I have a winter iron treatment to do. This is the last one of the regulars. I think the client was away on a long cruise or something, so they've just not been available until now for me to get in. So yeah, going to get that out of the way and then crack on. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm allowed to film at this commercial scarifying job that I'm doing. So that's probably, other than maybe showing a couple of seconds worth of the iron treatment, that's about it, I think, for today. So just as I'm sorting through and I'm getting everything ready, obviously I need the iron treatment. Now, I had a little bit of iron left in this container here, and actually I think I've got some selective mixed in with that too, so that's that much in there. There's not a great deal in there, and what I've got is one tub of iron mixed up here. Now, what I will need is I need all these tubs now empty, so I can start filling up with selected weed killer, etc., fertilizers, whatever, that kind of stuff. So the game, when you go through the season, is to, as you come to the end of it, to try and finish with all the tubs empty, so that you can then refill them with whatever you need to refill them with. Now, I assume what I'm going to do is have a few more lawn care clients come in during the season, as you do. Although I'm pretty much at capacity, you know, you can always make room for a next door neighbour or someone who's right on one of your routes. So that tub, that 20 litres there, hopefully that will get used in the next week or two. I love a property with a view. Anyway, perfect example of a lawn. This time of year I always get inundated with calls regarding sycamore seeds, and this lawn is a perfect example of it. It's obviously what's been left for the last couple of months, and they've cleared the leaves off. This is basically what you're left with. Sycamore seedlings everywhere. Now, as I say to all my clients or anyone who rings up, nothing to worry about. You cut the lawn once, maybe twice, and that'll be it. They'll die away, and they will be gone until this time next year. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is, the amount of seedlings that land unless you're out there constantly removing them. A few of them are going to take hold. In this case, it's quite a lot. But yeah, no need to worry with regards to sycamore seedlings. It's Friday, we're back on this client's property. I've just done these steps, which are the ones from the back door to the, I guess, where they park the cars. This step here was two separate little ones which were really below the surface, so I put them together to make one big step, which hopefully won't flood quite so much. So yesterday I got the scarifying done, the weather was good. Had a bit of a technical difficulty, which I'll show you how I overcome that now. So when changing the tines over, I changed my mind and decided to put the free swinging blades on instead, just to begin with anyway. As I get into the renovations, when I do the proper seeding, then I'll put the renovation cartridge on. So yesterday was a pretty successful day, but it started off quite badly, when basically, you can't see it on this side, I'll show you on this side. This down here is the height bar. Anyway, on this side it fell off, and then I realised what had basically happened is the bolt had come out or sheared off or done whatever. so I had to bodge it. So I basically, a washer, a split pin, and then if you look around here, another one, obviously the other split pin with a split pin bent through it to make sure it wouldn't go through the hole, and that seemed to hold it in place. Now that's sometimes you have to, doesn't look pretty, but it was effective. So now I've got it back. Before I next use it, I will change that bolt over. But yeah, that is one of the running repairs that sometimes you have to make while you're getting the job done. But I got the lawn scarified, got it seeded, fed, spiked, so we can. It's now down to the client to water it. I mean, saying that, surely it's just going to rain, isn't it? But no, in my luck, we'll probably have a drought. So anyway, as I say, new day, and this hedge shrub, which I've shown you before, this driveway continues sort of back to here at least, but the client kind of wants it right back, really, as far back as possible, just to sort of, I suppose, make it easier to get out of the gate and just create a bit more space, really. So yeah, we'll give that a go. I'm going to start off with this Ego, I forget what it is now, Ego H2 2600E. Might not have enough power, but we shall. Only one way to find out, right? I'll start off with the 2.5 amp hour battery. I've only got one of these. The other one I couldn't find, but only doesn't fully charge, and I think I've got a 4 somewhere as well. So we'll give it a go and see if it's got enough guts to get in there. I'm sure there'll be people saying this isn't the right time of year to do this or whatever, who knows, but the client wants it gutted back and he ain't bothered about it, so that's why we're doing it. Okay, so I think we'll sort of start with that line. That seems to be where it's kind of growing from. So that's a little bit further back, and yeah, then once it's cut back, then we'll just sort of smarten up the top, I guess. Cut it back now. A lot further back here, but here it's right on the edge, so it might just take it back just ever so slightly. Interestingly, what you've got is the hedge here growing up through the driveway. You can see all those little bits there, so gonna have to chip away and get those out. But yeah, progress. All done. Found that edge. You can see how far it came out. Makes it a lot easier to get out now. And obviously over time, this is new property, so we'll get all these weeds tidied up and everything else. Next week I'll be back, but that'll be mowing. I have mowed here before, but next week will be the first week where I mow all my clients in one go, other than the couple I've already done this week. Yeah, in time for Easter. So I was going to do another hedge, but I think the client wants a bit more work done to it, so he's going to actually just speak to the neighbour about it before we do that. So I'm just going to crack on with some more stepping stones. I think that's a job, there's loads of them, so that'll just be a job that I'll just kind of tick off every now and again when I have a little bit of time. It's about 1:15 now. I've been here since about 9:30, so yeah, I'll just crack on until I'm ready to go home. Okay, so that's it for this week. I think it's about 2:30 now. It's Friday, obviously, and I've got one quote to do. So they filled out the contact form. They've said they estimate their property is about 2 acres. I've had a quick look on Google, and I think it's more like half an acre of actual lawn. That is, when you, maybe it is 2 acres, but when you take away driveway, house, etc., I think we're looking more at about half an acre. So the story is that they have it cut with a robot mower, and they've had some work done, and in part of that they've had to sort of move the wires, disconnect it basically over the winter time, and I think the grass has grown to a point where it's probably needs a good cut um, before they can put the mower back on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go nip over to that one on the way home, have a look. It's actually just down the road from me. That will involve bringing the Cub Cadet probably over to trim that one down. So yeah, I'll be able to report back on that one next week. Bit of a weird video this week. I think next week's going to be good because it's going to be a full mowing week. So that's probably what a lot of people are more interested in, perhaps. I don't know. If you like this sort of, I suppose, diary vlog, if you like this format, the viewing figures seem to be suggest that you do like these, but let me know in the comments.